Good morning, everybody. Here we are. Yes, I just got a text from Kathy. Yay, ocean. Yes, yay, ocean. So, got a pretty great backdrop behind me. And just going down the Redwood Highway, down the 101, starting at Crescent City, and heading for my destination number 1 today. This is pit stop, but my destination right now is going to be Redwood National Forest. After that, destination lunch. After that, destination unknown. So, hope somebody at lunch has a good idea, or I'm just guess I'll get to stay. Hey, seagull. Hello. All right. Bye. There's several things that you need to keep in mind when you're trying to spot a redwood in the forest. First of all, it's the leaf pattern. It's got an intricate root system. You can look at the bark, but if all of that fails, they're pretty damn big. Solid. So I've run into a crushed dirt and sand road that wasn't expecting. I was looking for the back way, but man, I really got the back way. I hope the escape can escape this one. Maybe that's why they call it escape. I don't know. But gonna be interesting ride. So hope I find gas too. I mean, there's got to be a gas station around here someplace, right? Right? Well, I have arrived at a campsite. I arrived to the sign saying, "Danger, you are entering a burned area. Be wary of falling trees, rocks, blah, blah, blah." So it is down this steep old gravel-ish road. And yeah, I don't know. Just not really digging it. It is out in nowhere, and there is nobody here. Some really sketchy bridges too to get to here. So, but the escape floated right over them. So anyway, I'm going to check my options here. Gonna just sit down, relax a little bit. I've been on the road for a long time. It's about 4:30 in the afternoon. I started at just before 7 this morning. So. The leg that I just got done with through the Central Mountains with the fires and blah, 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 blah. So anyway, a little bit high stressful. It was fun for a little bit, but then the monotony, those roads. And a tree just fell over. Probably not the best place to hang a hammock around here. So anyway, I guess see what my options are. Bye. Okay, so I've decided to leave, and I went to go out one way, and there's a huge washout. No problem from my truck. Not so good for the escape. So I get to go back over sketchy little bridge. Hopefully that's not the crash that I heard earlier. I'm going to go down a little hole there. Welcome to Quaking Aspen National Forest Campground. It is quite a thing to get up here. This morning I was going to go to Sequoia National Forest, and I got all the way there. I mean, I left early. It was beautiful. Took some back roads, some really sketchy ones, barely like 2 lanes. It's getting grown over on the sides. It's got some really crazy switchbacks on it. Obviously, no guardrails. It's just a 3,000 foot pass is you get up and over, and then you come down, and there's some ranches. And I'm like, okay, I only have 13 miles left to get to Quaking Aspen, my redirect site. And I looked, and when I looked at the GPS routing, it said I had an hour to go, and I was 13 miles away. I'm like, what in the world? Well, I soon found out. Crazy steep road, crazy. I mean, there was no guardrails. I was on the outside the entire time as the uphill traffic. It was, everybody from the weekend was coming down. It was just a fest. So basically, I rose about 6,000 feet in 13 miles. So that's how steep it is. And it was just winding. All I could do is, like, from the passing traffic, I just smelled brakes, and I just kept going, are those my brakes? Well, how would I know what my brake smells like? Don't even know what my own farts smell like. So that's a lie. I know what my own farts smell like. They're bad. Got up here, beautiful, middle of the pines, redwood, sequoia. It's just beautiful up here. They call it Quaking Aspen. I did find one little bitty aspen grove by the group campsite. So that was about it. But this place is beautiful. I hung my hammock. I am overlooking a nice little valley with a small stream behind me. There's a trail that I'm going to go check out later down that way. And I popped my first Pliny the Elder outside the brewery as a celebration to the last evening of my trip. Last night, I spent the evening at Calaveras Big Tree State Park. It was kind of my backup site, which really wasn't a backup site because I had no idea it even existed, from Yosemite, since Yosemite is on fire and they got the valley closed. I drove by it today, definitely closed. Definitely a lot of people spilling out to the other places such as this. So it's probably a little bit more crowded, I think, than it normally would be. So 2 days ago, Wayback Machine, I left Humboldt at about 6:30 in the morning. It's outside. It's a campsite in the, I'm getting rained on by pine needles, the Redwood National Forest. So it's down the Avenue of Giants. Beautiful, beautiful road, beautiful highway. Very steep campsites. I, once again, it was hanging off a ledge. Seems to be a California thing. But anyway, I got on the road and went down the 101. It was absolutely beautiful. It was Friday morning, I guess, at that point, and I was just zipping down. I had a goal in mind. Okay, so here's where I let you know my secret. So when I was in Boise, I was talking to the liquor store owner. And the liquor store owner, well, it was actually a liquor store homebrew shop, so I just went there. I had a little bit of extra time, and I went there and just was chatting him up. And we were talking about the best beers I could get in Boise, and I had to ask him. I'm like, Pliny the Elder, right? Pliny? Yeah, can you get that here? He's like, no, you pretty much have to go to Santa Rosa to do that. I'm like, Santa Rosa? Hell, that's on my way, almost. So on that day, a couple days ago, 34 days ago, I went, I am going to take a detour, like a mighty detour, to go get Pliny the Elder. And for those of you who are awesome and you know who you are, I'm going to be bringing some home with me to share. So congratulations. It's for you. So anyway, that morning, I took my first shower in like 4 or 5 days. It was great. It cost me $1, but it was $1 well spent for everybody who is going to be sitting in the bar next to me. So anyway, on the way down to Santa Rosa, you have to go through Sonoma. So I said, hey, let me go see some wineries. I went through, got up to Sonoma Reservoir. It's just beautiful up there. Drove through what must have been like 200 wineries. I mean, it was every bit of 50, but probably 100 wineries just up this, 15, 20-mile road. It's just insane. Just grapes and wineries, and just every tasting room was full. So very popular. But I then pointed myself back downhill to Santa Rosa and showed up at Russian River Brewery 10 minutes after opening, and I had to stand in line. That place is crazy. It's just like people are taking their pictures out in front of it. It's just like somebody getting to Mecca. I, 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 I know I came all the way from Kansas City to go there, but seriously, did we have to? Like, I just wanted to go sit in a bar. You kept me waiting for 15 minutes in line so somebody could come out and greet me? Come on, you got to be kidding me. Decided to go to Big Tree State Park. Knew nothing about it, just went. I was lucky enough to find a couple walk-in sites left available. 118, highly recommend it. Pretty good spot. That evening, I decided that, hey, I'm going to go see what this park is about. So I went, and man, it was such a beautiful hike through the woods. Sequoia trees are enormous. They are breathtaking. I mean, these trees are hundreds of years old. They were here before I was born. They will be here after I am gone, and they are just enormous. How something like that stands, I don't know. To touch it, it's soft. The bark is kind of soft when you touch it. But it is just an amazing sight to see these giants rising into the air and walk beside the ones that have fallen. It was something to behold, and that's when I found out that the best time to do anything in a state park, national park, whenever, is to do it when people are making their nest at night, just at the twilight hour when everybody's back and getting ready for dinner and doing all of that stuff. Have all your stuff done and go out, because I had the place all to myself, and it was just incredible. So that, I think, would be one of my biggest tips for anybody coming out to California where there's a lot of people, is time your stuff. Travel during the day, and while you're traveling, everybody else is out seeing the sights, snapping pictures, getting in the way, being noisy. Then you let them all go back to the campground, get the campground all noisy, and then you're gone, and you just swap places. So, to you, and hell, to me, it's been a good little trip. And cut.